close, but for Enterprise, giving themselves options to go back towards the B site. Vice wall sat there. This is most certainly going to be a pump fake, but they're embedding Magnum inside the smoke. This is a smart play. Dogs cleared B main. They're not worried about any snakes in the grass there. And now as they tap the B site, there's the extra layer. Time for Magnum to strike. The spike is an option to go back to A. In fact, they're faking it to pull them into Magnum's crosshair. They are pulling and pushing this map beautifully, walking back into B, surprising.
History between these two teams, but I think it's important for Fireflux to get on that board early.
Well, Enterprise, cheeky play from paTiTek, emerging from the smoke. He still gets one. It's good damage done, but Fireflux are answering right back. hezacoil not letting them get so close this time on that C site. His wall was and is barring the way. And he stood tall there as well now. Nade not going to catch him. The dog will stun him up, but there's no way to follow up on it. Not without isolating yourself. And with reazy here, it wouldn't be a great play. Magnum hopes to be the extra layer wrapping around, but he's being caught. All of their bases
so
covered.
Low.
And with the HP, well, okay, it's as low as it is. Sure, kozzy's going to get back a little bit, but they need a big play to get them back into this round. And Fireflux are denying it with the high-low setup towards the spawn. reazy a little ahead of it, though. And now they're isolated. Now there's a real chance. Oh, it's down to the 1v1. Enterprise fighting from behind. Even though they're so far ahead on that scoreline last round, it was a bit of a blow, but they managed to recover, stabilize. Well, they're going to have to do the same here. Lime falling. But the A main control seized on the back of it. Well, it won't be as easy to follow up on as they might think. There's 3 players ready on this angle. There's 2 now, and they've backed off. Picking up Kachoww might just have carved them away back through, and Magnum loves to explore the space towards the stairs.
Yeah, they're not going to go forward here, surely. Maybe bait out some of these positions. And Magnum is actually going to continue this push. It feels like an unnecessary risk when you have this much of an advantage. It worked in the pistol. Showstopper has had to be expended, but it won't land. And in fact, Batu's been able to hold that backside. Trades back and forth.
Has to press the panic button. And they've already seen the first man. So they maybe didn't expect the op. Well, if they
on that B site, because they've lost so much ground, the aggression that's come through from Kachoww is going to help out with that. He can at least be an early warning system, as you can see, jump spotting to make sure nobody's gone that way. But you found the opener, you pause, and then you go back to the same space you were in. Seeker's going to give them that info. Quick positional claim out from Kachoww, but he hasn't actually been able to work off that paranoia. I think it was the thorns that denied him that space.
He's sticking around with the operator's going to get at least one for iluri, and that could be enough.
Okay.
But Kachoww doesn't want it to be. He's already got himself a double, and now Hobbit's under their control. Magnum fights back, takes space towards the spawn, slips into the smoke unnoticed, and emerges. The surprise, not enough though.
Rotating in, C is looking stacked.
And hezacoil hasn't really had any trouble holding the line so far, but if he did, the showstopper would have picked up the pieces.
They almost got Magnum as well.
Yeah, that damage down to 28, but Lime, patience pays off on the other side of the map, but a little overeager to take the space. Crashing against this defense and not finding much success. Exploration of the A site with the op. Found them a pick. He's the one in danger. Has to play this smart when pressure's put on. The rest of the squad is, well, Magnum's found out. The rest of the squad's on A. Now they're going to push into you quickly. And you're not going to keep them back with the thorns. Already that space taken. And hezacoil's overplayed his hand.
Yeah, that's a big kill, because this was just going to be, even never mind, Kachoww goes back for more. In fact, it's a continuation of the fight. And what it looks like, Lime's fighting on the front line, but he's just a distraction. kozzy, again, it's just going ham. 4 kills off the back of the Sheriff. He's blasted the showstopper into no man's land. And now Batu's all that remains. Can Lime finally get a kill? No. But of course, he's just given this up. He wants the youngster to have the ace. Back to the Sheriff, still with the operator in hand. Has his teammate nearby. But kozzy is going to have to be the one to close it, and he will.
10-6 now is where he's sat.
He's
coming
so
in with his Sheriff, backing up all that damage done. But everything here, barring one, A headshot right down to the last. And then the off-in hand. It was starting to look like Batu.
Come on, boys!
Batu had another one of his in first place.
Yeah. Aggressive start again, and Lime. This time he will manage to get one of those kills. Comment if he's cheating, and I'm like, bro, he's on the stage. How do you think he's getting past? The admin stood behind him. Either way, DeadInk has decided it's his turn to maybe get some allegations. Nice shots from Magnum. Will at least bring this back into the realms of possibility, but they are a man behind.
Well, hezacoil is going to be the thorn in their side again. He knows there's a player on B, and now he knows where the spike is. Iluri's rotate interrupted, and Magnum, he's got to hit hard. 3 players to take down and opt for the one man who's slightly low.
But does he have the capability to drag his team through a couple more rounds? It feels like this one is maybe the worst buy of the bunch. Also, don't want to be mean, but why has Lime got the rifle instead of kozzy?
Remember, he took down DeadInk. He took that off down. Watch this.
I guess kozzy did get 4 with a sheriff, so I guess he doesn't need it.
Yeah, why break a winning formula, really? Don't change it. Let it keep running. Lime gets 1. Rifle now in the hands of kozzy, and he's feeling confident.
for EP. Oh dear.
Magnum, there we go! He's ran out of ammo, but he's done some damage at least. Made it tough. Iluri up close was jumping and catching one. The right clicks.
Not this again.
Almost winning the round. The nade might take him down. He has to wrap around the corner and
flashbacks.
They're gonna show. Yeah. Well, I thought the slow-mo would be for Magnum, but we used it there.
Yeah, I love it. Like this is. How does he get away with stuff like that so often? It's too often for my life.
Defense going to be stacked there as the rotate comes around. hezacoil now online towards this A site. Ult activated early. It's going to slow them somewhat, but with 22 still on the clock, yeah, Enterprise can still make this A push happen. Smoke, an attempt to slow them even further, but there is no slowing down Lime. He's straight in, taking one, and he's got hezacoil trapped in the corner. Heza fights his way out, only for the first. The showstopper gives them a chance, breathe some life into this round, but it is snuffed out moments later. And reazy's pit falls. I think he is just gonna, well, I would say save. Then I look at his teammates. His money's not great. 5K for Kachoww. You could go for it. And a 1v3 is not the strangest thing we've ever seen. reazy's going to back himself.
But they like to come out with a half victory. After the way they've turned this around, paTiTek's got to be careful, but instead, Batu actually goes walking in. Luckily, there is more layers to this fight than just one man.
Oh, there was
the wall's still there. They've got no reason to be aggressive.
30 seconds left.
Magnum.
On the wall.
Yeah, he's on the wall, but that's the sort of the change that was made, and he's going to use that to his advantage. Clever stuff from Magnum. He's used their own wall against them. hezacoil needs something from this, and Magnum take it over. He's had some quieter rounds, but this might just be the best of them. However, kozzy caught will put us back into a 2v2.
Iluri and Magnum. Oh, they're separated. And DeadInk has found the first. The head spotted towards main, but it's DeadInk that gets ripped off. Kachoww had to be...
B kurtaştı. Oynayalım. Oyna yürüyün. Adamların yaptığı... Ay, yürü full kontak yürü. Adamlar bizi görene kadar. Kapıyı açacağım şimdi. Vol var. Tamam Vol'u geçeceğiniz beraber go.
Gel 3. Kapıdan geliyorum. 1.
Kör atacağım backside'a.
At.
Go.
Arka gelebilir Batu ayık.
Yarak gibi bir attım. Beraber.
Yok. Drop'u çekeceğim.
Beraber.
Yok. Kanka arka gelebilir.
Heaven'a alalım.
Heaven'a çıksanıza. 2 kişi Heaven'a çıksa flash'ım da var Heaven'a.
Smoke kötü biraz çıkmak için.
Yes, 3 guys. Yeah. I'm making sound now from short. Yeah, I'm ready.
Open 3?
Yeah, I slide left.
Yeah. I hold right.
Heaven
Wait, I one-way drop.
Yeah.
Oh, I smoke heaven.
Heaven. Flashing backside.
Three
heaven, boys. Yeah.
Pick heaven one.
Under heaven.
Nice.
One more. Drop.
Plus.
1v1.
One enemy remaining.
That's my boys.
Move in the way that they just have no fear. I think it'd be one hell of a game to see on this stage.
Well, Kachoww takes the first onto paTiTek, and DeadInk's there to Well, show him how it's done with a double. kozzy spotted and, well, wasn't seen there. But the bullet found him through the wall. MAGNUM was thinking exactly going to boost your odds that much. But it might be wise to carry it forward. For MAGNUM, for now, he's closing the distance. And I guess just seeing if they'll be silly enough to give him a chance. One fight turns this into a 1v2 in the next couple seconds. That's looking doable. All right, now you got to try.
Yeah, at this point, saving a singular rifle has its benefits. Splitting up and looking for the side of Enterprise. Again, it shows they had the right read on the positioning, but again, that's disgusting from DeadInk. Look at this. Oh! I didn't even see how clean that was in the moment. And then the one afterwards, I'm going to activate them again.
I think they've broken them. No, they haven't. No,
He had stopped them again.
They ate a little bit of damage on the way out, but well, as soon as they see him, he's gone. Deleted by hezacoil, and time low as it was, with only one player on that side of the map, it would be a miracle to deny. For Fireflux, like we said, any ultimates even being used here would be a shock. They'd have to feel the pressure, and for now, it doesn't look like that's the case. Maybe it should be, though. No ultimates left to use the Showstopper and the Nightfall. Well, both players have fallen. Kachoww is the man to look to save things here. He's dodged the sights of iluri for now and fades down into the water where iluri can't catch him. The defuse needed in time is the ally of Fireflux, just running the clock.
It doesn't look like a sacrifice at all. Oh dear.
That's nasty. But Lime's corrected so quickly. A big pickup that puts us back to neutral numbers, and for Enterprise, that's just fine with how this started. Oh no! paTiTek! A bridge too far! A pixel that's betrayed him! And the numbers, well, they were going in the other direction. The Showstopper's got a guaranteed kill. Reazy's down, and Batu's all alone. Again, Enterprise, they stumble, but get right back up. The Thorns have bought enough time for Enterprise to maintain that B control. Getting into C's been in trouble, but Kachoww stuck the TP. Yeah, he's all the way in. Doesn't get hit by the paranoia, but this is going to be a problem.
He's going to tank it. He's going to tank it and hold on. Now, do they realize he's here? They do. They definitely do. They know he's got to be in this smoke at this point. There's nowhere else clear, but he's got his rifle back in hand. Good position from paTiTek, though. They box him into that position. Such a valuable player to eliminate from the fight. paTiTek goes back in, and wow! Okay, Batu! Lightning fast reactions. And leaving 3 players to try and fight back in. MAGNUM's a little bit ahead. The wallbang does well. No round is easy. No round is clean for these sides at this point. reazy fighting alongside, leaving it down to the 1v1, and he can't
looking very, very good. And Enterprise within 2. The climb back gets easier now. It's a light buy from Fireflux. And MAGNUM swung out wide and got
to be fair,
mid-air.
He was jumping across and got picked out of the air by a sheriff.
Picked in mid-air by a sheriff.
After he's flashed them. I need to see that from hezacoil's point of view, because I think that was a very clean shot to land. And now also, the perfect thing with that is he's gone in with his ultimate, taken away their weaponry. That's given time for the pit to form, which is going to be a difficult pit to clear, although they're bypassing a lot of it. Lime's managed to get out. DeadInk up above, not going to get caught by the stun, and the SMG up close only becomes more deadly. They've got past the pit, and that's a problem for some of the players, but Batu holding the backline. Even still, a lot of the weaponry has faded. Just watching as they bait the defuse.
It has to be scary to play against this team, not just because of shots like that, which are nasty. But also, if we see it here from Kachoww, he TPs up and goes, you know, screw it. Just jumps at them. That isn't a great... Cards very much being dealt against them. And the confidence from Fireflux in some of these rounds. And players like Kachoww, no doubt, are going to feel good, but hezacoil on the defense has been clean as can be. On the attack, though, he's caught by iluri. It's at least a man advantage for EP to play with, but the net still spread wide by Fireflux. And that might play against them. Reazy's now being cut off and watched on the cross. Nice aggression out of iluri to scale up. And, well, a 5v3, even that showstopper would have to be very well placed to give them a chance.
And yeah, it's DeadInk, so I feel like the likelihood of it being used goes up by at least 15% in comparison to other duelists. Kachoww on the edge of the smoke, timing. Oh, he actually turns for it, almost gets line.
30 seconds left.
That would have been incredibly impressive. He set his
Sure that
team
they're
out.
not going to be caught off guard. And then C-Mount fully taken. Unfortunately, iluri has no way out. I thought maybe the lip would protect him. Instant fight back by magnum. The man who bailed them out last time with the triple. And 2 kills under his belt already. DeadInk has to think twice about aggressing. And he's caught in no man's land. Lime dropping him with the paranoia perfectly placed. It's down to Kachoww. 3 players to drop. Oh my God, he's quick! Lightning fast for the first!
And push in this direction.
It's cost a lot now in terms of ultimates. The showstopper, the Nightfall, committed for nothing. Man trapped on the other side of the wall. Batu, I don't know if he was trying to bait it out, but he jumped right through. An easy pickup for Enterprise. And that overtime looking more likely. DeadInk has stolen back the spike with style and is taking an orb. Now, that's a confident man if ever I've seen one. Denying their orb, perhaps. I'm not sure from who. Certainly not from Magnum, who's picked up a few more. All down to hezacoil as Enterprise continues. And there it is. Magnum again going to use the wall to his advantage. Fortunately, well, okay, it ends up being a trade. Not too bad. The A site's open now.
Magnum, this has been his spot. He tried this many times on the attack, trying to play around this A-link. The flank being watched by Lime. He's got to be careful, but he gets this spot on. Almost taken the second, but it will only be a 1-for-1. Utility being expended. paTiTek's aggressive position has worked out perfectly. And now with an advantage in hand, they just need to hold the line. hezacoil, 58 HP. It looks like already gone, and they have not cleared any of the positioning. And with that Tiger coming through and spotting one of them, might gamble a rotation, but for now at least, they're holding the line.
30 seconds left.
paTiTek hasn't been revealed just yet. Oh, and he gets one at least. Lime in to try to take advantage of the chaos, but they clear Patty so quick. And nothing else finds its way into the defender's hands. It has to be Magnum again. He'll land a headshot, but on 10 HP, hezacoil survives, and the plant comes in. Only kozzy, where Magnum's been the hero in the last few rounds. It was kozzy all throughout the start of the game. A nice nade to force DeadInk back, a swing into 2, and he up on this angle. They know that. They know the gap that's being left, but they step in anyways. And Magnum is sent spiraling out of this round. Now Fireflux, presence spotted towards this C site. Snakebite's gonna delay. Lime cannot get through, and the fast lane used for naught. Door open as they look to pull pressure to the left side of the map. And that's because kozzy is walking up on A, trying to find
He's been seeing
some space, but indeed he was just spotted by Batu.
Yeah, and this is the full rotation. All in on this one. Batu jumping down from the heavens. I guess it kind of set up Kachoww, but he did not realize how far forward kozzy was. Even still, spike has not been planted. They're trying to hightail it back towards the B site. It leaves Lime in no man's land. And to be honest, he needs to get something from this. Leaving it into a 2v4. With seconds to spare, they will get that spike down. But it's where they fight from. Where do they go from here? The high-low on the site. 4 players looking to round the corner. It needs to be a spray down, and iluri looks to do it all! I don't know how he has brought that back! They look dead to
They knew, why would they split up? Why would they Scooby-Doo? There was no mystery to be solved. 15th is what they need. And Line is looking for the opening.
To run in towards the A site or try and split back towards B with no control. The problem is their opponents also know this. 3 players on that side of the map, but also, as said, they've lost B control. So going back in that direction is a big risk.
Well, fully committed, fully into the site. The op not spotted just yet, and the rope being held. Thought Kachoww was going to go for it up top, but he's just tucking himself and Batu. Well, the smoke set up, Batu on top, being spotted, being taken down. The spray from hezacoil gets one, but it's trading out so much on the other side. Lime finishing it with a classic as 15-30.
They're in a position now where, yeah, you're looking at playoffs not being someone else that dies instead. They're now flashing out. It's actually cleared afterwards. Fair play.
A good guessing game for Enterprise early, and a 5 versus 3 that they find themselves in. The fruits of their labor as Enterprise group towards the ramp. A few isolated duels, but paTiTek too far back to be pounced upon. And the back consequentially covered for iluri. They're going to be a little slow making it out of ramp, but the smoke up finally towards the spawn means reazy's pretty isolated, and pushing through that smoke is a death sentence. It's classics across the board, barring DeadInk, who has got a shorty and an opening pick. Magnum out of the round, seconds in.
Players dropped. It's going to be very costly. Oh, that's a little awkward for kozzy. He doesn't even react in time to pull his gun out. So again, another weapon placed onto the ground. Spike going to be planted. They should know that there's a player behind. It's been denied. paTiTek's position has made it too awkward, but they're just not checking angles. They're walking back into the site, assuming things are clear. And now both rifles are actually on the ground. In fact, no, one of them's in DeadInk's hands.
They weren't respecting this low buy at any step of the way. And now they are being punished at every turn. paTiTek already tagged, and that's the classic he's fighting. The rifle in the hands of DeadInk, soon to meet him. Greet him through that smoke where he walks to his... Stack up 3 players towards B main. It's going to be early B main aggression, using that Phoenix to get around the corner, but in the meantime, they've lost A.
Yeah.
iluri blindsided in that early pick, and well, Kachow's giving them the sight.
Then he was saying it on the desk. It feels like
Spike planted.
the performance that we saw Kachoww have versus Pacific was a statement game, and back on that Neon. He was fantastic in the last map on Omen, but this is more of that comfort. The stuns are going to hold them back a little longer. kozzy, we know what he could do, and the paranoia has set him up perfectly. I think he knows as well that Reese is in the corner. He even tries to snap to him as he escapes. And Batu, this is not a great position to play for. In fact, kozzy is just taking everyone out. It's the Neon on the other side, but the time has been ticking. He's run out of bullets, and they still haven't dealt with DeadInk on the back of the site.
It's fine, but iluri's just gone onto the site. I thought they were leaving the space open, expecting the execute, but now they're in danger. Magnum becomes the danger. He's taken 2, bailing them out yet again. And with paTiTek following suit. What a performance by Magnum there, though. That really looked like a mistake. The game away, and an immediate redirection of these forces. Mid giving up. Magnum left to watch it while the rest fight for heaven. Get back in there early. Look how quickly Enterprise are taking space back. The thing is, Fireflux, although they're planting, there is a double lurk going on. DeadInk's playing it through mid, and hezacoil's coming from the spawn. The problem here, what's just happened? paTiTek's gone back. paTiTek's covering his own spawn while all the fights are...
A buy that had some weaknesses, even seemed like it had kozzy with his ult as well on the retake. That's a deadly combination in itself, but okay. I was going to say maybe that'll make iluri play a bit more passively. Anything but. He's fighting as aggressively as ever, and again, they're going for that pre-take.
Wow, this worked wonderfully. The TP to the other side of the map ain't gonna work. Lime is staring him down and saying...
3 mid var, 3 mid var. B'ye girmemiz lazım. Ya dur, midden B'ye gireriz hala. Ben smoke at Beko.
Atıyorum.
Sakin.
B'ye bir daha one attı adam.
Yakın yakın.
Yakın ısırdı.
Isırdım. Flash atıyorum.
Stun attım B'yle.
Dink'i 80 vurdum.
Hala orada Batu aynen. Geldim Batu.
60 vurdum Neon'a.
Kanka save'lesene.
Flat on that attack. Like, you're going in with that double duelist. I think you're
3
gonna...
up, and you know what? It's on Fireflux to really shine a light on what isn't working for this defensive side, because so far, that's worked every time, but everything else is falling apart. Batu unable to follow up, and Magnum's here! A double kill! But now he's hit by the convergence path, and he can't follow up onto hezacoil. A little bit of damage, and Lime on the run it back. He's getting close. He's shift walking, concealing his hand until he can strike, but he can't play the final card. Now he's left alone. Both players tagged.
A fantastic round from hezacoil so far, but tagged low. They are the ones that need to plant, and because of that, they have to walk into the arms of Lime. The spike position is horrific. It's in a place that's so difficult to retrieve. And, well, now the smoke goes up. Peeking before it has caused them issues, and he still has a full belt of utility. He might be able to win this with just the blaze or just the molly, and that's his attempt. Falling back.
You worry me sometimes. He's not going to stick around too long on that ambitious hold.
You are divided.
Oh, they're going straight through his utility, nowhere to escape to, and again that shorty's done work. It's Lime to bite the bullet. Magnum, he's been going through things all day, and well, it's only going to be the one this time. Even still though, look at the man who's left.
It never gets boring watching DeadInk play, man. He does it with a rifle. Nah, I'm going to dive in and shorty them. Why not? I think he's 4 for 4 unless I missed one. Iluri. High-low setup and a player in main ready to swing. Win this and somehow he'll go up in my estimations regardless of how high I already think of him. Spotted 2. 30 seconds wasted to see if Fireflux would step forward. Nobody does because look at the control they have towards this A site. It's a stun that gets Enterprise out, but they're already a man down and Magnum's flank is being watched.
Prowler's been put through on the other side. Spike trying to battle further towards that B site, and as they come back, it feels a little bit more disjointed. Maybe expecting that rotation to have worked, it seems to have done so. Starting going back in the other direction, but they maybe missed the timing. Instead, reazy, knowing that holding on to some of that spawn control could be valuable, and now clearing out Magnum, that's probably going to be the moment they start to realize this is a B-side push.
reazy, the danger here is that he catches that player leaving the plant. Iluri, okay, ready for it. Wow, 4v2 in the retake. Hard to beat, but now, oh, Iluri stepping into the numbers. Gets one more, makes it doable, a manageable task for paTiTek. But it's two big players he's got to deal with, only hezacoil left.
But let's listen in to what they do.
I'll keep trying.
Let's face behind the wall.
Yeah. Close. Dead. Flashing. Revealing backside. Go jump out. 3.
I smoke heaven.
Does heaven.
Nice.
Bats heaven smoke.
Does heaven.
Bat heaven smoke. Watch out.
Just play. Just chill now.
Planting safe.
Cannot be flanked, don't worry.
One heaven. Stairs peeking.
Yep. I'm holding city.
Bingo. Oh, never mind. Not bingo. Not bingo.
Okay.
Wait, it is bingo. Bingo.
Just chill, just chill.
Yeah, we can triple swing lane on timing, okay? When they come out.
I'm playing late.
Yeah.
He dropped. I paranoid under. 3, 2, 1, go pick.
Nice, boys, Lime! Insane, bro!
One of the players in mid. It should be clear to Fireflux that this is a split of the A site. That's what their info's telling them. But then the ult goes the other way. paTiTek's been containing main. The reveal in does not show hezacoil, but for him to go undetected would have to be a big mistake. It's a common spot to hold, and now they know, but it had to be the trade.
35 seconds left. 2 players now committed. Batu might have his timing, but just bear in mind he's only got 8 HP. That's huge though. Gets the kill, the double clear, leaves it all onto Lime. He kicked things off well, but 20 seconds left. If he was going to go towards A, he'd have to sprint it. Instead, he's made his way into the site, I'm guessing.
He's only got 12 seconds. They're letting him plant.
Yeah, but it seemed like they maybe even didn't hear him.
I don't think they did. They've allowed him to plant.
Oh,
that's a mistake. But
that
okay,
doesn't matter.
At least reazy's going to catch
The
it.
defenders have the same idea. They've got the same read. In fact, hezacoil's just managed to spam out. Is kozzy going to go through this? kozzy is going to go through this. Tries to fight into a multitude of players, maybe not expecting that many players to be there. And of course,
would give him the ult to steal back that spike. But he'd have to find reazy first. And that
seems like the plan this time is maybe sell a bit of a... Look at Kachoww! Kachoww's all the way down mid! He's just walked it, like you've got your...
In a man advantage, double digits as we set up for contention. And look at the position of reazy. He is sat down in sewers while EP go back with full control over mid like that. You assume that they pushed A, they've got info somewhere, and now you find out they did. Kachoww and reazy execute on mid. The convergence path got them the upper hand, but
they can take spike.
Even with the spike, paTiTek can just steal that right back. Did he? No, he hit it.
Wow, that's unfortunate timing. As mentioned, Kachoww having a quieter game, but he stepped up in this round. Even still, the rotation out from Batu is going to be a little bit further away. Fighting individually, it's risky from DeadInk. Wants to be the hero now, will wait for a teammate to arrive.
Cover going out.
paTiTek 11-11-11, making a wish that this round can go his way. There are still multitude, and he will get bombed!
Quick adjustment. DeadInk not even that
Fight
far.
for that orb. Lime is one away from having that ult, so he wants to fight for it even more aggressively than they. But okay, Lime doesn't need it anymore. Instead, he has to deny the ult. Even still, though, they can take this advantage. Looks like they're going to try and challenge him, and kozzy. What? Quicker on the trigger. Track that one, DeadInk.
Spike planted.
Kachoww desperately hunting for a fight. Also, can we just point out the position of MAGNUM on the map? Like, even if they manage to get remotely close to this round, he is a literal rat in the sewers all the way on the other side. And that's if they get past kozzy. He's been blindsided a little bit, but it's only now.
Fireflux towards that A
Oh,
side.
they're just going.
Batu
They're just
in
going.
trouble, and he's trying
Okay.
to fight. Not trying, thriving in that battle. A double more than he should have ever gotten, and now Lime's dead to rights. Fireflux in a round that looked like a non-compete clause. They had one man on B, no weapons, and instead they've come out on.
Little smile cracks out there. I don't know what's going on. I'm just saying.
I'm seeing it too, Tom. Kachoww seeing kozzy for a split second before he falls, but hold on. reazy down. More than enough players here, or there were moments ago, but now Kachoww finds himself all by his lonesome. DeadInk rallying to his side. MAGNUM, don't you dare. You better wait for backup before you go swinging. All right, big boys backing off.
Found some success there. DeadInk's in a good position, but he loses the fight. MAGNUM now has...
No way.
It's for 12.
Yeah, I
don't think there's been a moment where they could have even used a pit. Like, they're running into that idea to where these players are going. Batu trying to slow them down as much as possible. Got to be careful of the flash. He dodges it, but he can't find kozzy. Played on the rope.
30 seconds left.
Overdriving. It's making things very awkward for DeadInk, but he has been able to save himself. They're going back, though. They expected a rotation. It's a bit of a misread. It might not matter, though, because even though there were two players waiting, they've cleared them both. A last-minute switch-up from Enterprise that takes them into the B site. And for DeadInk, a